Today is Monday, Parashat Beshalach. In the Parashat of this week, we have an episode here where the Jewish people went from the Red Sea, El Midbar Shur, to the desert of Shur. Vayelechu sheloshet yamim bamidbar. They went for 3 days bamidbar in the desert. Velo matzu mayim. They did not find water. Vayavo'u marata. They came to a place called Mara. And Mara in Hebrew means bitterness. Velo yachlu lishtot mayim min Mara. They could not drink water from this place of Mara. Ki marim hem, because the waters were bitter. Al ken kara shema Mara. That's why it was called Mara, which means bitterness. Vailonu ha'am al Moshe lemor manishte. And the people rebelled, they protested. And Moshe to say, what are we going to drink? Vayitzak el Adonai, and Moshe prayed to Hashem. Vayorehu Adonai etz, and Hashem showed him a tree. Vayashlech el hamayim, and he threw it into the water. And vayimteku hamayim, and the waters became sweet. Sham samlo chok umishpat vesham nisahu. There he established for him, for the nation, a decree and an ordinance, and there he tasted it. He tested it. He put him to test. So, what is this portion speaking about? So they went from the Red Sea to a place of the Midbar, and they went 3 days in the desert without any water. Kli Yakar explains here, water is a symbol for Torah. They went for 3 days without learning Torah. They were so preoccupied still with all the booty that they collected at the Red Sea. Because they are departing at the Red Sea, the horses of the Egyptians were so bedeckled with all sorts of jewelry and precious stones. They were sure they were going to win the war, and they had like all these ornaments that were very valuable, precious stones and diamonds, and they had collected all that. They were so preoccupied with all that wealth that they had collected that they sort of forgot to learn Torah for 3 days. And therefore, when there was no Torah for 3 days, there was a material, physical manifestation in lack of water for drinking. But the lack of water for drinking was as a result of lack of water of the Torah. And that's why now we have a rule that no 3 days would pass without us reading from the Torah. We read on Shabbat, and then on Monday. We skip Sunday, but we read on Monday. Then we don't read the Torah on Tuesday and Wednesday, which is 2 days, and then the third day is Thursday. We again read in the Torah. We don't read in the Torah. I'm talking in public here. When we take out the scroll of the Torah from the Aron and reading it in public, it never happens that for 3 days we don't read the Torah in public. So this is, we learn from this episode here. Then it speaks about coming to a place where there was bitter water. Now, the Baal Shem Tov explains this pasuk differently. He says they could not drink water from Mara, ki marim hem, because they were bitters. So the plain meaning is because the waters were bitter. But Baal Shem Tov says no, because they were bitter themselves. When a person has an attitude of bitterness, when a person is for some reason embittered or in a bad mood, then everything that he sees it negatively. Could be even that sweet water would taste bitter to him because of his bitterness. So the Baal Shem Tov says they were embittered themselves. And because of that bitterness that they had in them, that's why the water tasted bitter. And that's why, in a sense, when they protested against Moshe, so to speak, they should have come and just not complained and protested. Should have just asked, saying, we would like to drink water. So Moshe prays to Hashem, and then there was a miracle within a miracle. According to tradition, the piece of wood that he threw into the tree was bitter, like the water, but the bitter tree turned the water into something sweet that they could drink. And there he gave Sham Sam Lohok Mishpat, according to tradition, Hashem then gave him some halachot, certain commandments of Para Aduma, which is a chok, the red heifer, also laws of Shabbat, and also some mishpat, some civil laws that they were already taught there at the place of Mara. And then Vesham Nisau, and he put him to test. There are two explanations. The test whether they would accept the commandments, and then that he gave them at Mara, and then that would be proof that they would be worthy of receiving the Torah at Har Sinai, or to see how they would react for the lack of water. And that the test was something that they felt to some extent by coming in protest and complaining to Moshe. But here from this episode we learn no 3 days without Torah being read in public, and also an important aspect according to the Baal Shem Tov, to have the proper attitude is the right way to be, because once a person is bitter himself, then even water would taste bitter. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.